Hi, this is Irish Eyes True Crime.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Irish Eyes True Crime. This video is for educational purposes only. Any footage in my videos is of fair use. So I started working on the next couple of videos that I will be doing. And while doing the research, something came to me and I thought it was too important to wait. I said I better put a video out now about it because this part, I wouldn't be talking about it for another 2 weeks. So I really thought it was important to talk about it now. So I was looking up the research again with the pathologist, Dr. Armour. And I was looking, say, through all the stuff and what screenshots I had and stuff like that on the case. So all along, we were thinking that Dr. Alison O'Moore, she didn't explain how Nicola came to have so many bruises and big bruises at that. But while looking through, as I say, the news articles, and we know that different news articles were reporting different stuff. Also, people that were at the inquest were reporting different stuff because not everyone wrote down, say, the same stuff. Obviously, some news articles had ran with other people's news stuff like that weren't there, and some people were there, if you know what I mean. So there was different information coming out, and that's why it's only certain things is gradually coming out now. So while scrolling through all the stuff I have and the news articles and stuff like that, because I didn't use all of the articles, obviously, when I was doing the videos, because obviously there's too many, you're not going to read out all of them. But there was one I had saved on the Manchester Evening Post and what information they gave about the inquest. And they spoke about that Dr. Armour, you know, when she was questioned about, you know, the different stuff like on, you know, like her bruises, say, for instance, she said that they didn't contribute to her death. So we knew that, obviously, they didn't contribute to her death. But we couldn't understand why she didn't explain it. But in this article, it says that it was consistent with a fall. So it's important. We know now that all the bruises Nicola had happened before death, because she said they were consistent with a fall. It explains now why they didn't go into so much detail. Like, these bruises happened before death. Now, for Dr. Alison O'Moore to say that these were consistent with a fall would have to mean that she was going along with the theory that the police had and the coroner was putting forward, that Nicola fell. As she said, they didn't contribute to her death. But she said there was no third party involvement. Now, how can she say all those bruises happen from a fall? Because she's not psychic. She can't know that. She wasn't there. She's saying those bruises happened before death, if you know what I mean. So how can she know it was from a fall? The only way she can say it's from a fall is by going along with the narrative that the police have and the coroner is putting forward. There's a reason why Dr. Alison Moore was chosen to be the pathologist on that case, and I will explain that in one of the next videos that comes out in the next couple of weeks. I think there's a reason why she was chosen. So now, judging by that, she's saying all those bruises happened and are consistent with a fall. So them bruises, say if Nicola fell, to cause all those bruises, she would have had to have fell on them rocks to cause all those bruises. But if Nicola fell on those rocks, there wasn't enough water that would have been able to lift her body off the rocks and move her down that river or out into the river. As I say, it's not like there was waves coming in that would have pulled her out there. Her body would have been too heavy in such shallow part of the water for it to lift the body to float away. There was 2 foot of water over those rocks. And if Nicola was lying on those rocks, yes, if she fell face first on those rocks, she could have drowned, as it was 2 foot of water. Even a smaller water or a shorter amount of water would drown her. But there's no way that river was flowing strong enough to lift her body off those rocks and drag it out further. Yes, a person could get down there onto those rocks and push her body out into the deeper part of the water. But it wasn't possible that Nicola's body could do that itself. Also, there is no way those massive bruises and all those bruises, front and back, could have happened with her falling down on the grassy bank. It's not possible for that amount of bruises. She could not have made it out past those rocks. And if she did, or was pushed to try launch her out past those rocks to miss them, then how could she have got the bruises? I'm sorry, but I can't see that the police and the pathologist and the coroner missed all these things. It doesn't make sense that they would, because there's just too much in this case for all this stuff to be missed. And I can't help it that it even looks like a bit of a cover-up here. The pathologist based her findings on the police narrative. She didn't base it on her expertise. She should have said, I don't know how Nicola obtained these bruises, but they did happen before death. Therefore, she cannot say and rule out third party when she doesn't know herself how Nicola obtained those bruises. So that opens up the possibility that Nicola was attacked before she died. Yes, the bruises didn't contribute to her death. They didn't cause her death, but she got those bruises before she died. the pathologist can't even say how long Nicola had those bruises before she died. Even with the police believing and putting that narrative forward that tainted the pathologist's report, because that's what it did. It tainted her report. PC Thackeray could have went down and laid on those rocks and see what happens to his body there, but he didn't. He went out into the middle of the river for a reason, to start that test. Past those rocks. So how can you explain that one even? I'm sorry, I am so angry at them. How much they have, even if it wasn't a conspiracy that they were covering up something. They're definitely trying to cover their asses by what they have done. They have failed Nicola so many times within that case. And it makes me so angry. They have done everything in their power to make this look like an accident, and it wasn't an accident. They even went so far as using her Fitbit to say that the water was flowing through the wrist and caused the movements, to say that why the heart rate was going for so long. Yet, they wouldn't use the same logic to explain why there was no step counts, because if they say that it created a heartbeat, it should have also created steps. You literally couldn't make it up, the things that have went on here. And honestly, the more that comes out, the better, because they shouldn't be able to get away with the stuff that they get away with. Look, if they try to remove my stuff, I will move the stuff somewhere else. I'll use the same name so you can find me on another platform, just so the information can stay out there. And that's why for the next couple of videos, I'm going to show you how bad it can get when they try to cover up things. So please keep following to see what else is going to be uncovered, because even with other people, what they're going to uncover as well. We just don't know what's going to come out. There's a reason why Peter Falden was not asked to go to that inquest, because he had all his evidence, factual evidence, and he would have proved that Nicola did not have an accident in front of that bench. And it's the reason why they couldn't get another expert in rivers to say it either. And all they did was ask a question they had planned out in advance, that the person had to give a short answer to. Look, I don't know if this is going to delay me now on next week's video. I hope not. I hope I have it done in time, but please forgive me if it's not done on time. I had to get this out. I couldn't not speak about this beforehand or wait 2 weeks to be able to talk about this. Like, it's in my head now. I wanted to talk about it. Now, I want to do 2 videos before next week. That's why I'm saying it might be hard for me to get everything done. But I certainly won't have time for my new channel in the next week. So please be patient with me for that. The week after, I should be back on track. So I'm going to leave it there for now. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. When this goes out, I'm going to just put it as an instant premiere, because I don't want to leave it till tonight, because I want to be in somebody else's live tonight. So I'm just going to set this as an instant premiere the minute it uploads. And as I say, I hope you have a lovely weekend. Be safe, be happy. Love, Irish Eyes.